Hey guys, it's Jimmy here and welcome back to Glorious Nippon Steel VEC Journey. Now, today I'm going to be going over testing in preparation for the pre-season test race coming up on Saturday. This Saturday, it's currently Wednesday, maybe? I'm not quite sure what the day is. Doesn't matter. It's only a short race. We aren't looking to win or have any sort of decent position finish. We're only doing this race to make sure everything works properly and make sure that everything is balanced. Now, on balance, I'll just very quickly get this out of the way. Nissan recently received a BOP update, basically making the car a little bit slower in a straight line. Not by much, a little bit more drag, and we have some more wing options. Also, the car doesn't overheat straight away now, which is nice. So the car hopefully will be a bit closer to the cars around it. Also, another update is that we are now the only Nissan GT-R LM in room 2. So we are literally waving the Nippon Steel banner, and we are giving Japan its representation here, only us, so hopefully we can do a good job. So what I'll be doing today is sort of running through how we prepare for one of these races, or how we prepare testing. It's going to be a little bit sort of blabbery, you know what I mean. It might be a little bit long-winded, but it's how we do it, and it's how we prepare for these races. So this being a 2-hour race, and this being the fact that we aren't going to be taking this one super seriously in terms of pace, what we need to find is a car setup that's going to be stable and that we can build off for the rest of the season. So we sort of have that in place already. So I'm going to just quickly go around and out of that now. I'm in the I'm on the server. I'm actually just about have enough lock to get out of the pits there. We always do all our practice on the server, because I feel like that's the best place to do it. It gives you a good chance to practice your multi-class racing as well. It doesn't mean that you have to, the road changes that much. You sort of put up the rubber as you go. As of now, we've got a little bit of rubber on the server, not loads, probably enough to get down into the 20s on race pace, maybe a bit faster if things are looking good. And on this outlap, I am doing just that. You see a lot of people sort of charge on their outlaps to get everything as if their car is not cold. RF2, the car is cold, so you do have to give it a little bit of time. Just going to double check my traction control settings. Okay, it should be off. Finding that traction control at the moment off is giving us the best results. We might put it onto low for the race. At the moment the brake's not quite warm and I'm just not stopping there for that corner, but now I'm absolutely smashing the throttle out of here just to get those front tyres warmed up. The real evil in this car is the rear tyres. You can see they just don't heat up at all. You have to almost slide, get them warmed up a little bit. Here's a good place to do that, second gear. Again, just doing that on purpose there, just to make sure the car has some sort of slide to it. So first outlap, things I'm looking for is sort of braking distance. Obviously bear in mind the car isn't fully warm yet. We are on the soft tyre here, so the front tyres are pretty much getting up to where I want them to be. Rear tyres we're still doing another lap to be fully up to temp. We have a braking zone here just at the end of the trees, so about here. Okay, you can see rear tyre's not quite with us. As a result, we have a interesting little drift into T1. Actually quite fast for us to do that. And now I'm driving at about 85-90%. Just sort of doing a more aggressive outlap, so to speak. And the next lap will be a full bore. Let's see how fast we can go on this setup. Now, the nature of the Nissan is that you want to have as much of the car as possible focused around the front tyres. They're big and hefty. You want them to have all the work happening with those tyres, so the braking is very far forward, all the weight is quite far forward as well, downforce is towards the front, not towards the rear, and that's pretty much going to be, unless something has changed in the way the Nissan works, that is going to be a characteristic of this car throughout the entire season. Also, we find this car runs better with pretty much no rear downforce, as you'd imagine it would. That's sort of how this car was designed to work. So you see now the car just starting to be a little bit more pointy now. So now I'm going to try and do a bit of faster lap. So now you'll see where the GT-R really shines. It's in a straight line. We're going faster now than the fastest Audi now. But before we hit the start-finish line, we're already going faster than the other P1s can go. But of course, we're slower in the corners. Nice T1. Can run a little bit wider out there. This being a front-wheel drive car, you seem to want to be on the throttle at pretty much all times. That's easy through here. Wait until we get the nose where we want it, then we smash the throttle. ride the understeer on the way out. Bit of late braking there, you can see the rear comes round. You have to feed the car into the corner very gently. If you go too fast into any of the corners here, the car will just slide from the rear and bad things happen. So now coming down to this long left-hander. Again, this is a corner you can actually brake later than you think from, and get on the power a lot earlier than you think as well. Just ride the curb on the outside, very nice. Fourth, and then back down to first gear. You notice we only have 5 gears in the GTR, so we have to make the most of all of them. First gear is very long, but as we aren't going to be pulling away once, and that'll be from the pits probably, it doesn't really matter if it's long. You go slower through here than you think because the car wants to slide like a bad boy. And round you go. And obviously this setup is a setup we've come with a lot of work that's been put into it so far, so it sort of works straight away, which is nice. See, that was a 120.66. Oh god! Oh, demons! 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 Okay, to be serious again for a second. The car feels nice as it is, and the important thing, because I'm not going to be qualifying the car, we've nominated Nate to qualify the car because I think he's got that pace over a single lap compared to us. He's working on the qualifying setup, so he might want a car that's a bit more nervous, but as it is now, aside from braking, this car is actually very compliant in the corners. It's very predictable, which is exactly what you want for a race setup. A lot of people coming to these endurance races and they have a completely wrong idea. They'll go out there and feel the need to top the timesheet every time they're out there. There are a couple of teams in VEC that do that, and then come the race, they're always the ones to be sort of taken out first or crash first. That's not the way you want to do things. Qualifying doesn't matter so much in endurance races. I mean, it might get you out of trouble in the first lap if you're near the front, but at the same time, if you're fast, you're just going to come through the field anyway, so it doesn't matter. We divide our time sort of 10% to qualifying and 90% to getting a nice race car, especially as this is the first race of the season. This is the first time we've actually had the car and going to be driving in anger against other cars. We have to make sure the car is, like I said, predictable and good to drive around other cars. We have to think about how we're going to be lapping cars as well. Hence why we've sort of chosen a lower downforce setting in this car, because it means, although obviously we're suffering a bit in the corners, we have that speed, we have the punch right out the corner and in a straight line, so any sort of slower traffic, be them P2s or GT cars, we should be able to just drive past, and hopefully that will save us a bit of time in the race. Now, what I've done is in the description, I've linked I did some balance testing a while ago. It's sort of a private video right now because it's just an hour and 40 minutes of me driving around. But I'll put that in the description if you're sort of interested to see how we got to the setup or how the car evolves over a stint. At the moment, it seems the car is it behaves pretty well. I mean, even down to about a tyre wear of 40% on the front left, the car is still capable of putting in decent-ish lap times. So I'm hoping that'll be a consistent thing throughout the race. But yeah, the next video you should see from us will hopefully be some onboards from the 2 hours of Estoril test race. What we're going to try and do, and I realise this video's been a lot of talking, but there'll be more driving next time, promise. What we're going to try and do is, every one of us who's driving is going to try and record it, and I'm going to put it together in one big super mix and then upload it for you guys to watch. I'll probably end up streaming it as well on YouTube, so you guys can watch it live. But also, like I said, we'll try and put it all together at the end and have an awesome big super cut for you guys to watch. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this little insight into our testing and how we get organised for these races here at VEC. If you're interested in following the series, make sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified of future videos, and of course hit like to let you know I'm doing a good thing. And if you have any questions about how we got into VEC, or how any questions about how we run it here, how we approach the races that I haven't maybe gone over in this episode, then feel free to ask. We're very open. The whole point of this series is to make this championship very accessible to people. We aren't going to be cagey about setup. We're only DTR team out there, so it doesn't matter. No other cars can use our setup anyway. So if you have any questions about that, then let us know and we'll do our best to answer. But anyway guys, thank you for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'll catch you all next time.